My God. And the people who are voting for Trump, what is that? And Kathy said a minute ago, she can't understand why the evangelicals are going for him because he's such a piece of shit. But he's a bossy, take control, neo-fascist piece of shit. And that's what Christians love. That's what their whole religion is based on. Do what the boss says or your ass is doomed. That's all Christianity is. Suck up to the boss. Follow his 10 commandments, 7 of which are about how to kiss his ass and do it properly. But if you don't do that, you're going to die a billion deaths. That's fascism. So you have the most unpleasant character in all fiction, the God of the Old Testament, which these Christians just, I don't know what they want to do with him. Jealous, proud, a petty, unjust, unforgiving, I'm quoting Richard Dawkins, control freak, a vindictive, bloodthirsty ethnic cleanser, a misogynistic, homophobic, racist, infanticidal, genocidal, filicidal, pestilential, megalomaniacal, masochistic, capriciously malevolent bully. That's what the Christian God is. That's Trump. That's Trump. So yes, the Christians are going to go for him. The Christians are into scourging. They like to beat themselves. Back in the day, they would beat themselves with whips and chains and rods and canes and pain and bleed and blood and oh. Now they just do it to themselves mentally. Where in the hell are we? This is like some weird dystopian novel where this sick religious crap has permeated everything. And the stench, you can't get away from it. A right-wing preacher named Rick Joyner, one of these psycho bastards way out there, the guy who drew strong praise from Sarah Palin. This is a guy who prayed for a military takeover of Barack Obama's administration. A real sick fuck, this guy, Rick Joyner. And he said that mature Christians, whatever that means, should vote for Donald Trump even if they think he's the Antichrist. Yeah. Joyner drew strong, this is from Raw Story, Joyner drew strong praise from Sarah Palin for promoting what she describes as the golden wrecking ball theory of Trump's support among conservative Christians who suspect that Trump may be the biblically foretold harbinger of apocalypse. The psycho pastor Joyner said, quote, most seem to think that Trump is either a messenger from the Messiah or from the Antichrist. Some Christians, he goes on, some Christians are shocked that other Christians would vote for Trump. Yet polls indicate that more than half of evangelical Christians are voting for him. Why? Then he answered his own question. He said many Christians were backing Trump because they realized they've been conned for decades by Republicans who claim to share their belief, but are unwilling or unable to pass the kind of religiously fucked up agenda and impose it on the rest of the country. So the Christians are pissed off. I'm not going to vote Republican because they won't jam our sick religion down everybody's throat. To hell with them. I'm going to vote for Donald. And I hope he is the Antichrist. Woo-hoo! Anyway, this this Rick Joyner freak. He said the Christians who are supporting Trump, quote, think that they have heard from God about Trump. And get this, Joyner goes on to say, quote, the extreme opposition to Trump from all of the bad guys proves that he's God's choice. End quote. And the Christian evangelicals, this is church night, it's Wednesday. The Christian evangelicals say Trump's outrageous behavior is a sign that he will, quote, resist political pressure and do what's right for the country. Where it concerns the Christians. Wow. Reverend Joyner admits that many evangelical Christians have grave concerns about Trump's character, his morality, his sincerity, and his understanding of the issues they care the most about, like, abortion and forcing their religion down everybody's throat, as well as the possibility that Trump could be Beelzebub or the Lord of the Flies or somebody from a different planet. But no, he's none of that. But he's all of that. He's the Republican leading figure for the nomination to be fucking president of the United States. And then Joyner said this, quote, although I can appreciate why any Christian would have trouble supporting Trump, it is encouraging that so many sincere and mature Christians would support him in spite of the negatives. How many of us would have chosen the ones Jesus picked to be his leaders? Why didn't Jesus go to the religious conservatives to find the future leaders of Jesus' church? Like it or not, the ones Jesus chose were more like Trump. Well, there you go. Reverend Mr. Joyner went on. This is too good to not include in the podcast. Reverend Joyner said, quote, even the Apostle John, who is now known as the great messenger of love, was so reactionary that he wanted to call down fire from heaven to consume those who disagreed with him. And on the night before Jesus was crucified, the disciples argued over who was the greatest. Sounds like Trump to me. Oh, my God. Sometimes I have a very clear understanding of why Bob Alexander said, get me the fuck out of this country, and moved to Canada.